Pretty Good Privacy, or PGP as we'll call it from here on out, is a crypto system that uses strong encryption. Now before we go any further, it's important to note that just because the encryption is strong from an algorithmic perspective does not mean that there are not additional attack vectors at the system level. That's why it's important to ensure that your system, which encapsulates your encryption algorithms, is as secure as possible, both at the crypto system level and above. Now, if you are trying to describe strong encryption at a cocktail party, you could say, this means that if you had 1 billion computers, you couldn't break the encryption before the end of the universe as we currently understand it. This brute force method of breaking encryption is important because computers in many ways have followed Moore's law of exponential growth in terms of computational power. To say this system offers strong encryption is one thing, as the mathematics behind the encryption algorithms can be more readily proven secure. However, to say that the system is cryptographically strong would imply that the crypto system or the entire system is secure against attacks in theory and practice. This is very hard to do in the face of innovations within the cryptoanalysis field. Further, when choosing a crypto system, the latest isn't always the greatest, and the reason many consider PGP cryptographically strong is that it has been an open standard, tested, and attacked for over 20 years now. The pure open source version, GNU Privacy Guard, is even touted by Edward Snowden, a man who knows a thing or two about attack vectors. So if it's so great, why isn't everyone using it? Well, that's a good question, but I'm pretty sure it is because that it requires a little knowledge and effort from the users of this crypto system. And while there are some new technologies starting to pop up to make it easier, they are more application specific, and it'll take time to be generally accepted as a secure standard. Plus, it's human nature to take pain pills, not their vitamins, meaning historically data security has been more of a proactive measure and not a response to a problem. And while I don't expect PGP to go gangbusters at the consumer level, it is starting to be utilized much more at the enterprise level thanks to so many security breaches. So now, many enterprises have end-to-end encryption requirements, and PGP has become the standard for end-to-end encryption. With corporations sharing a lot of their data, the corporation has become the customers to data vendors. Data vendors will take data from enterprises, analyze it, and produce value-added information. For example, if a company, small bank, provides the name and social security number to the data vendor, then the data vendor returns additional financial information associated with that individual, like a credit score. In this case, you can see the importance of end-to-end encryption. You don't want social security numbers to get into the wrong hands. As I've said, PGP has been around for over 20 years. Phil Zimmermann released the code back in 1991, naming it Pretty Good Privacy after Ralph's Pretty Good Grocery Store, a fictional grocery store set in idyllic Lake Woebegone, a town depicted in the Prairie Home Companion radio show. Now, back in 1991 when it was released, encryption with a key size greater than 40 bits was considered a munition, and export outside the United States was illegal. In 1993, Phil was criminally investigated. However, 92 was the last year it was on the munitions list. But it's actually still illegal or controlled in a few countries. So why is this bit of history important? Well, some crypto systems are backward compatible with weak encryption standards, thus creating a backdoor for attackers. Now, some are blaming the US government for these attack vectors. However, I'm thinking 20 years is enough time for software vendors to deprecate and remove this insecurity. After releasing his code, Phil started PGP Incorporated. Phil slowly left PGP Incorporated, and later Symantec bought the company. Phil now is a founding member of Silent Circle, creating strong application-specific security technologies.